Well, if you joined us last night, we got our first opportunity to take a look at the movie Jake's Corner, a film made right here in Arizona. Now, the man who put the project together will join us on the set in a few moments. But until then, let's take a look at part two, more of Jake's Corner.
Last time on Sun's Game Time, we gave you an up-close look at Jake's Corner, an independent film by Jeff Santa, shot here in Arizona, and co-produced by his longtime friend, Dan Marley. With two stellar showings at the Sedona and Phoenix Film Festivals, Santo's cast and crew gathered at the Scottsdale 101 Harkins Theaters for the red carpet premiere of Jake's Corner back in September. After nearly 4 painstaking years, the film finally made it to the big screen and is a tremendous source of pride for Santo and his old buddy, Thunder Dan.
It's like one of your kids. I don't have a kid, but it becomes your kid, and you want him to do well.
Jeff put all the work into it, and I'm proud to be involved with it because A, it's a great film, but B, it's an Arizona film shot right here in Arizona.
You know, everything that you wrote this about, you hope it gets out there and they understand what it's about, and you touch people. You know, you really want to touch people on something like this.
It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry, and it's really well done.
We love to see films like this. There's not enough of them. It's 16 years now I've been in the business, and this is my biggest film. You know, you want to do it right. You put all these elements together, and so many people have to make it work. And to get to that point and to see it happen, you're like, wow, how did we do it? You know, you're really kind of blown away by it.
For the cast, Jeff had to convince the likes of Diane Ladd, Danny Trio, Tony Longo, and Richard Tyson, who plays the lead character, Johnny Dunn, to work for the passion of the project. Ironically, Jeff didn't see Tyson as Johnny Dunn when he wrote the script, but was quickly convinced.
He gave me the script for Jake's Corner. He goes, go read it, you know. And he said to look at one character, and it wasn't Johnny Dunn. And I read 23 pages, and I threw it across my apartment. And he says, what is it? I said, man, I threw it across the room. He goes, oh, you want to play Johnny Dunn, don't you? I'm like, yeah, I want to play Johnny Dunn. He goes, Rich, we've got other people, but you're Johnny Dunn, man. From this day forward, you're Johnny Dunn. And he stuck with me all the way through, you know, and it's just an unbelievable experience.
Richard Tyson, you know, he's been great. I've been working with him for 3 years at this part, and this is something new for him. This was, you know, in everyone's All-American part. I kind of compare it to like a Pat Tillman character. He's amazing in this, and he knew this is the best part he's ever played. He said that.
I've never done a movie like this, heart and soul, but this movie, it was a movie of my life.
When Santo was writing the screenplay, he was inspired by an old B.J. Thomas song, famous for Raindrops Are Falling on My Head, and eventually cast him as Doc in the movie. Thomas was thrilled to play such a vital role, not only in the film, but the soundtrack as well.
All I had to do was just kind of be myself, but you know, it was a great time, and I think the material, some of the best songs I've ever done, it captures the spirit of the movie, and I really love doing it.
It's up to you and me. Keep the dream alive when the hero dies.
Throughout the movie, Santo's Marley's Grill roots can be seen with Johnny Dunn wearing a Marley's hat for some subtle yet terrific product placement.
You know, I worked there. I had to throw that on, and it was great.
I'm always looking to accessorize, and Jeff was nice enough to have Richard wear that Marley's cap for quite a long time in the movie, so it's always good pub for us.
I had to throw in the Marley's cap because that's when I came here, that was my first job.
Thunder Dan even busted out his SAG card since Jeff was nice enough to write a couple lines for Dan and his Marley's business partner AJ Sulka to utter at the opening of the film.
I don't want to ruin it for all the people. You know, they got to go. But if you miss it, it's right at the beginning. So if you're late, then you'll probably miss it.
Him and AJ play hunters in the beginning of the movie that have a couple of lines when Johnny Dunn, the football star, walks into the tavern.
Hey, Johnny, that Scottsdale crew's inside. Trust funders on roids. Hey, man, our rifles, they're just a stroll away.
Everything's good, fellas.
The film star didn't exactly remember Hunters 1 and 2 nailing their lines on set.
We rehearsed over and over and over these lines. He and AJ, they worked together on their line. and the first take says, and action. I'll walk over towards him, and they're like, you see him swallowing? I mean, he can hit the three-pointer at the end of the game, but all right, cut. Let's try it again, okay?
Although Dan only got one line, don't be surprised if he and Santo collaborate on another film in the future.
I'm such good friends with Jeff, and I believe in him that I'm sure this is not
the last one he'll do. So I'm always interested, and I'm sure him and I will get together and do something else again, as long as I get more face time.
After a successful run throughout Arizona, Jake's Corner was shown in Chicago and Florida and will debut in LA next week. The DVD is scheduled for release in February. Reporting for Suns Game Time, I'm Mark Goldberg.
Well, he might be the worst bartender ever at Marley's, but the guy knows a thing or two about making films. Jeff Santo, the man who created this project, joining us here on set. First off, thanks for stopping by.
Great to be here.
We've only seen the trailers and the little bit of experts, but he and I think everybody here on the crew, very excited about seeing this. But talk about how this whole thing came about.
Yeah, it was really 3 years in the making, you know, through This Old Cub. There was a guy that saw This Old Cub, was inspired by it, and decided to walk from Prescott, Arizona to Wrigley Field in honor of my dad to raise money for the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation. And he was walking through Jake's Corner. And I wanted to see if our office could help him out with his walk. And I met him there and fell in love with the town and said this would be a perfect place to write a story and shoot a movie. So.
Well, speaking of shooting, I have my own camo gear. You know, you don't have to go buy it at the Army surplus store like you did for AJ and Dan. I never got a phone call, and I'm hurt. I'm deeply hurt.
Tom, you'll be in the next one.
Okay, you
Absolutely.
Sure? You sure? Okay, I got to seriously ask this question. I know Dan, gave you your first job when you were, starving and all that kind of stuff and needed to pay the rent and stuff. But producer, did he really? Is that just like? Because of past, friendships and stuff like that? Or
remember, I got a lot of free tickets to the games in 92 and 93 to watch you guys.
And free beers.
Yes, no doubt about it. I go down there, I don't have to pay for a thing. So, no, he did, man. He brought a lot to the table. So
I'm just stunned that he and AJ had trouble with lines because they used to work a lot of lines.
Well, they got some lines. They still got a lot of lines.
They got their, this is a real movie. And I think they got nervous, but they did a good job.
Where can the fans find out more information about it?
You can go to the website, jakescornerthemovie.com. And find out where we are. We're opening in L.A. on the 10th to the 16th. And like Mark said, we'll probably be out in DVD sometime in February, early March.
Well, and we would be remiss if we didn't talk about your dad because it's kind of an important day coming up.
My father, Ron Sano, is up for the Hall of Fame again Monday, 10th. And we're excited. He deserves it, and we're all pulling for him. So, Pops, you deserve it, man.
Cubs fans around the world, if it was up to the fans, he would have been voted in years ago. But...
And everything he's been through. He's lost both his legs, and he's such an inspiration to me and so many fans out there. And so it really inspired this movie to happen.
Yeah. One more time, the website?
jakescornerthemovie.com.
Can't miss it. jakescornerthemovie.com. Jeff, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, Kevin.
Appreciate
Tom,
it.
Pleasure.
Good to see you.
Yeah, absolutely.